simply one phrase. And now I haven't second home.
Yeah.
Joe, honestly, I was tears was in my eyes when I was reading that phrase.
Вечора без України.
Hi, this is Joe Lindsley talking to you from somewhere in the Carpathian Mountains of Ukraine. And my friend, Yuri, introduce yourself, please.
I'm hello, everybody. I'm Yuriy, as everybody call me. Sitting in my car in the center of city of Lviv, talking with my friend from Carpathian Mountains, Joe Lindsley.
how is Lviv? You were just we were talking earlier this morning. You, what do you call the people of Lviv? I mean, Lviviani, I call them, but you have another name.
Yes, if you're a little bit angry and you think that everything is wrong and you angry to everybody, you can call everybody Lvivci, and this phrase is often used in different Lviv subcultures, different communities.
It's a way to sort of get rid of your anger, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, a little bit, or to give some characteristic like that unwise people are surrounding you, something like that. So it is a very old phrase.
Lvivzi.
Yes. It's
what?
not. Yeah.
Not. It's what? Not. It's polite enough though, right?
Yes, it's polite. It's not a swear word.
What do people in Lviv like to complain?
I think a lot of it's like one of Galician way of life to complain, complain every day. You know, I'm personally I'm complaining a lot. It's like a traditional way of living in Lviv to complain at everything, like Galician style of living. You know. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's part of the art form of the local conversation, the local discourse.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. Well, which is Galician. No, I don't think anyone knows Galicia. Ukrainian Galicia is the region of Western Ukraine. Lviv is basically the capital, the biggest city of it. But it's an old region with you have your sort of unique dialect. Different words you use.
We use a lot of words from Polish language. We use some words from Carpathian region, and we have local dialects that are original from here and exist only maybe in our language, our local language.
What? How's your mood, man? Besides complaining about the people, how are you doing with all the war and all this shit?
I'm think a lot of our future, a future of my family, a future of my native town, and
you work in the construction business, but you had an amazing jazz club that just a year ago was one of the best places in the world to hear jazz music, especially with so many places closed in the pandemic, even in 2021. And your club was a bright spot in the universe with some of the best musicians from around the world. People like Kamasi Washington playing there until dawn, during the Jazz Fest. And you had to close it in the war. And I mean, in Lviv, it seems like life is kind of continuing, but you think we're going to hit some point where a lot of places end up having, I don't know, is it going to get much worse pretty soon, do you think?
Uh, Joe, thank you for such great words about this amazing sport that unfortunately I have to close at the 1st of June this year
It's terrible.
during the war. But you know, um, it was really, like as you say, it was really a brightest spot in the world. Only year ago, but now we have to close, and we will have a great memory about this place. And I think we have some effort, we have some impact to musical industry. When everything was closed,
Mhm.
we were trying to keep music alive in Lviv, and as a result we put a little brick in this world wall of music, our brick called LV Café Jazz Club, in that all history. So I hope people that were our guests uh, will have a warm memory about the place.
I mean, man, so
And
many memories. It's I remember I was at remember the night before the war, we were all at your club, and with the son of Ella
yeah,
Fitzgerald, and we I don't know, somehow we all felt that that was the end of an era. It was a strange night. And then a few hours later, the shit started. But at least you
yeah,
stayed
it
open.
was
Yeah.
it was the most terrible morning, day after day after that, when war started. Nobody knows what they have to do.
No, I mean we. I think
You living you living your simple life, and one morning when you get up in the morning, I know 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you understand that something terribly changed in your life, and there no there no instruction what to do in such situation.
yeah,
You can't just open your
Google.
manual on some page and there is instruction. Okay, the war started. You have two and one first and second paragraph. Uh, Everybody was terribly afraid. I was talking with my mom and with my wife in the morning. It was something terribly empty, no feelings and no understanding what is happening. you know when I get out of my of my uh, home that morning, I saw this very long turn lines to petrol station,
Mhm.
and it was in like in some movie about end of the world. It was strange. It was terrible.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
now everything is okay.
I remember though. I mean, I think a lot of us imagined, Russian tanks coming down the streets, within a few days.
Yes,
We had
yes.
no idea.
Yeah, first 2 weeks it was really that feeling that we will see tanks, we will see soldiers of Russian Federation. The feeling was so strong, and yes, it's a new experience, and I really honestly don't wish nobody to feel that feeling in the morning when you think that maybe in a few minutes you will see some Russian tanks in the streets of your native city. It's terrible.
Yeah, and I've never seen Lviv, even in the worst, like the the beginning of the pandemic, when there was kind of a strict lockdown, the only one, the only one that was really strict, when no one knew what was happening in March, April 2020. And even then there was music in the streets of Lviv, but those first days and weeks, Lviv was like a gray city. It was so strange. And there's we have a friend whose name I won't mention here, but who was telling me he was in Kyiv drinking Wednesday night, the 23rd of February, drinking with his best friend, just drink it, have just, people knew something might happen, but some people didn't think anything would happen. And then, he went to bed for like an hour, and then obviously the war started. So he grabbed his wife and kids, and they got in, and he said instantly he sobered up. I mean, it's like he'd been drinking till 3. An hour later, he's got his wife and kids in the car, and they're driving. They drive to Irpin. They thought it'd be safer if they went toward the the Kyiv suburbs, and then they got information that the Russians were coming down that direction. So then they drove here to the west of Ukraine. It took them 17 hours, with no coffee or food or anything, just adrenaline. And I think we all, I hadn't had time until I came to the mountains here to really think about those first few days, because everything was so fast. But now we can, we have some time to kind of, wow, it's just hard to believe we went through all that and it's still not over.
Joe, I have to agree with you that adrenaline as a beginning of war changed a lot of in your body and in your minds. A lot of when you are so when you are getting so new experience and understand that this is possibly the dangerous situation in your life, and you have to save the most and you have to save the most important person in your life, your family, your children. Yes, a lot of adrenaline, and you don't think nothing, only how to save your closest person in your life. And I think if to talk about your friends, that I think alcohol disappear from his body in a moment when he gets that understanding that war is started. Because nobody except you, my friend, except you, nobody believed the war will start. Nobody from my family, from my friends, some close persons that I'm talking with, only except you. you were talking the war will start, and I go, Joe, don't kid with me. It's not true. It won't happen. But it unfortunately it happened with our country. With our country, and it is so beautiful country. How I really want everybody in this world to came here to come here in Ukraine and look how beautiful that country is, what a beautiful nature we have here, and how open-minded people we have here. But after our victory.
Yeah, I mean, that's especially, the cities that have been destroyed, like Mariupol. I never went there, but I know a lot of people from there. You had some musicians, some of our friends.
Yes, me too. We have musicians. You are right. We have a great, talented musician from Mariupol that were like residential in our club. We have guests from Mariupol. in our club, such as Serhiy Piskun, and we have also Oля Rud, a brilliant vocal. She's great now. Now she's in Rotterdam, and we have a very talented double bass player, Dmitro Zuyev. His family is in Mariupol now under the occupation.
Yeah, I mean, has he been able to talk to his family? I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yes, he has a possibility. There are now Russian cell phone operators, so he called his mom and his grandma like in Russian Federation now.
It's
because
terrible.
Yes, it's terrible. It's terrible, and he was that guy who was crying when on that farewell party in LV, because he came up and said, Yura, what I have to do? I have no home now, and we are closing LV, and I have no second home now. And
the jazz club was his second home. Yeah.
Yes, it's true. And Serhiy Piskun, saxophone player, alt saxophone player, posted a very, very important words for me as owner of, for me like an owner of clubs, that we have a popular song here that I have. I try to translate. I have no home. It is. Yes, у мене немає дому. Yes, I have no home, and he remakes that phrase and posted simply one phrase. And now I haven't second home.
Yeah.
Joe, honestly, I was tears was in my eyes when I was reading that phrase, because I didn't imagine what I've made for them. I've made for them like a second home. You know, when it was when club was running, I don't notice how it is important. I notice partly that it is important for them, but when we closed the club, then I've understood all this deepness, you know, of that phenomenon of LV Jazz Club.
Yeah, man, and it's affected so many people, and that's why we have to keep sharing the stories of the place, because as we said that night or that morning, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning during the Jazz Fest in 2021, and it had the club, it was packed until 8 a.m. and amazing musicians from America,
amazing guys. It was like the greatest night in history of that club. Kamasi Washington, Maurice Mobetta Brown, Ben Williams, Big Yuki, and a lot of and so on, a lot of other greatest musicians from Denmark, Poland, Netherlands, from United States. It was a miracle. It was a miracle in that basement.
Yeah, well said, man. Exactly, and that's and then you and I had the conversation that's even if I think I said, even if this closes tomorrow, it doesn't, like, the fact that it existed to make that moment possible is the best thing, and all the other good things that came out of it. But even just to have such an extraordinary night like that, and yeah, and so in that way it exists. You know, I mean, we still need it, but it exists outside of time and space. You know.
Yeah, you're right. you're right about about this time and walls. Yeah, walls is not a border for music.
No, and it's still in our souls, and it got us through the pandemic. Every Wednesday, I was at the jam sessions and the beginning of the war. So we
Thanks.
have your wife's in Texas now, yeah. So have to maybe
Yeah, she's
with
now with her daughter that going to college of Texas. If I'm don't if I remember right, it is A&M University College or something.
nice Texas A&M,
So
and
you know,
our friend in Austin is will be picking up your wife today.
yeah, it's great. I hope they will have great time together
Yeah.
because our friend says that she had the best birthday party in the walls of that club. It was, and I remember that, party. It was really great party.
I don't remember all of it, but it was it was great. Yeah, it was all some of the best people in Lviv all gathered together. The coolest people, all of our friends, and amazing wine
Yes,
and music.
and she made a great decoration. I remember that decoration. She won a lot of flowers on her birthday, and it was great. It was great. It was the day when the club was like a flower shop.
Oh man, see, we have so many stories about that place, so we will keep talking and sharing these. And but all right for now. So thanks for listening. This has been Joe Lindsley talking to you from Carpathian Mountains. Our series Speak Freely, UkrainianFreedomNews.com, and my friend Yuriy Sadoviy.
Thank you for that talk.
Talking from the great city of Lviv, home to the Lviv. If you're angry, you call them Lviviachki.
Lvivci.
Lvivci. I can hear the anger. It's like a gentle Galician anger in the word. In that word.
Yeah, really gentle,
Yeah,
without aggression.
Yeah, that little bit of like what do you call it? Wry humor about the stupidity of the world. Lvivici. Cool. Hi, man. We'll and we'll talk soon, man.
Thank you.